What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on Baba stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you what news might be important for this asset for upcoming week. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point, and I told you that we had quite significant movements right around the earnings report. And by the way, guys, I caught this movement to the upside from the level of 0.5 all the way up to level negative 0.236, and it is the price points from 71.28 all the way up to $77.95. And here was the pure algo trade, which brought us about 9.5% of potential profit. And then I told you at the point where I made my previous video, I told you that we have to leave any positions, any long positions, because most likely right after their earnings report, this asset might drop to the downside. It might drop significantly. And as you can see, this movement to the downside has about 15%. During this movement, this asset lost almost 15% of its value. And for now, we have quite a sideways movement without any significant movements to the downside, not more than 2% and not more than 3% to the upside. So, in my technical analysis, I will show you what should we expect next and what crucial points do we have on this price chart. But for now, let's take a look on the news that might be important for this asset for upcoming weeks and even months. If you take a look on the list of news, list of recent news from Google, if you type in search bar Baba stock and switch to news tab folder, you can see several news that are pretty much not so bullish. Let me first of all show you this one. We are on Financial Times and this article was published just a couple of days ago. And it's titled, Alibaba gives way to China e-commerce rivals on Jack Ma Boulevard. And let me quote you this. In Shanxi, in eastern China, factories on Ali Road and Jack Ma Boulevard churn out cabinets and coffee tables. The streets were named in honor of Alibaba founder Jack Ma after his company helped to transform the farming town into a community of online merchants over the past 2 decades. But now the factory owners say mass platforms do not guarantee sales. They are beginning to put their wares on rival stores, including Pinduoduo, JD.com and ByteDance's Douyin, to stay afloat. The market forced me to turn to Pinduoduo, otherwise we would have been eliminated, said Zhu Jian, who runs 5 factories in Shanxi. Merchants are leaving Alibaba and so are customers. And guys, it is quite scary statement, and let me show you this chart. It is Alibaba's shrinking e-commerce market share. And we have the data from Q1 of 2019 till the Q3 of 2023. And as you can see at the bottom of this chart, there is a share of Alibaba, and as you can see, its share becomes lower and lower. But other rivals, especially new ones like Douyin, has an increasing share on this market. And that is why, guys, during the tough times for Chinese market in general, these conditions lead to more bearish pressure on the Baba stock. On top of that, let me show you this article. It was published on February 16 on Yahoo Finance, and it says no clear sign of turnaround for Alibaba. And guys, this article explains in details its recent earnings report, and it explains its recent news. And here's the conclusion. Alibaba's international and logistic business have experienced healthy growth for the past several quarters. Its cloud business is gradually recovering from the price war in the low margin segment. However, its core China e-commerce business is still in trouble and there has been no clear sign of turnaround. And guys, the major downside for Alibaba right now is their spin-off. And just a couple of weeks ago, they announced that their spin-off is pretty much delayed and they don't need to make an IPO on some of these branches. That is why this spin-off might not even happen, and we don't know the conditions of this spin-off. That is why Alibaba cannot hit higher targets from its current levels. But at the same time, guys, take a look right here. This is the list of analytic firms who recently made their price targets, who recently announced their price targets, and despite that they lowered all of the recent analytic firms lowered their price target. The price targets by itself are quite high at the levels from $85.4 all the way up to $135. And because of this, the consensus analyst price target is still at $115.44, which implies about 56.18% of upside potential. And guys, let me remind you quite bullish news on Alibaba. You know that just a couple of weeks ago, Joseph Tsai and Jack Ma added to their long position in Alibaba, and definitely it was a good sign. On top of that, let me show you this news. We are on South China Morning Post, and this article was published just recently. It's titled Hong Kong stocks surge as some funds turn bullish on Alibaba and tech peers, while Kaishu Xpeng Swire rally before index review. And let me show you this. Michael Burry of the Big Short fame made Alibaba and JD.com among his fund's top holdings last quarter, according to its regulatory filing this week. Hedge funds Renaissance Technologies, Saba Capital, and Point72 added new positions in Alibaba, as did Canada Pension Plan Investment Board and Oak Tree Capital Management. So, as you can see, these companies and Michael Burry are bullish on Alibaba. But at the same time, if we take a look on the list of institutional investors and the recent activity, we can see that it has quite mixed filings. By the way, guys, this date, you have to remember that this date is not the deal execution date, it is just filing date. And you have to remember that the real deal date was made at least 45 days prior of this date. And that is why this indicator has some delay. So we have, as I already mentioned, we have mixed filings. Some companies opened new positions, some companies closed its long position, and some companies like Ceylon Asset Management increased its position by 50%, and this company is Mike Burry's company. And here we can see that their major holdings are Baba and JD.com, and they have about 6.14 and 6.1% of allocation in their portfolio respectively. And guys, definitely this is quite bullish news, but because of mixed filings in general from the so-called smart money list, we cannot rely on any trend. We just it is just pure guessing to make any assumptions. That is why, guys, and let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell, and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. That is why, guys, we have to identify its crucial points, and they are pretty much the same that I marked in my last video in regards to Alibaba. The lowest, this swing low at $70.42 is the range that should hold in order to remain bullish, because otherwise, if we take a look on a slightly bigger picture, if we switch to, let's say, 3 hours time frame, and let me delete all the tools. If it breaks this range, we will establish lower lows and lower highs, and the next range of support will be this point. It is quite low range of $66.65, and let me show you that it is pretty much the lowest point for this asset for quite a long period of time. That is why, guys, in order to remain bullish, we have to hold this line, and we have to break several previous swing highs. Let me show you like this. Let's switch to hourly time frame, and these swing highs are following. It is $75.76, it is $77.5, and this range from $80 to $82.5. Because only in this case we will establish at least medium-term uptrend, and that is how a lot of swing traders will add to their position, because it will be a clear sign to its at least medium-term bullishness. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.